Breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, My Hero Academia chapter 265, and my god, Hawks. Monologuing does not help anybody in situations like this, and it's putting Hawks in a very peculiar situation that we don't know what's going to happen to Hawks in the upcoming chapters, and it's entirely possible that Hawks' life is going to be changed forever after this, and it's entirely possible that Tokoyami might not ever be able to show Hawks just how much he has improved. But we're going to get into that with this chapter review. But before we get into that, go plus ultra and smash that subscribe button. Lets me know you rock with the content that I put out here on this channel. And without further ado, let's get into this review. Now, this chapter opens up with Tamaki talking about the villains that are still left in the mansion. As you know, most of the escape routes have been plugged up, and the only escape routes that remain are the 5 escape routes that Fat Gum tell us still remain in the mansion. So you have Tamaki, Fat Gum, and Tokoyami are all rushing into the mansion. You get this kind of really cool dynamic that you see when they're all doing their own separate things. Well, Fat Gum kind of steps back and lets Tokoyami and Tamaki do their thing. They let them get their shine. We actually find out that Tamaki is going to be, with the upcoming year, he's going to be an official sidekick at Fat Gum's hero agency, and it's expected that he is going to have a very successful career as a sidekick. As you see, when he does engage in combat, he shows a level of confidence that he previously did not have. So much, in fact, that Fat Gum actually remarks on this as he takes down just multiple villains with one attack. But let's talk about what he actually used, because he did this hybrid chimera transformation, and we all know how Sun Eater's quirk works. Whatever he consumes, and as long as it's still in his digestive system, he can summon upon it even multiples and stack them in order to transform his body into a plethora of different materials or just full on animals. Now, what you do see is that this man turns into a centaur. Okay, so his entire lower body is a horse. He has these weird tentacle like arms that are connected to fruit, and he has horns protruding from his head. I just want to know when this man ate a horse and a bull. That's my biggest thing. Like, when did he eat these things? And his arms don't look like the tentacles like from, you know, the octopus that we've seen him eat in the past. They seem like cloth, like something that Aizawa would have around his neck. So I'm like, this is not good for your digestive system. But I'm not going to harp too much on that. It is what it is. He's effective. He does his thing. He's a part of the big 3. I'm not going to hold him back. Tokoyami is up next, and he demonstrates probably the most impressive thing that I have seen since all of this have started, more so than Tamaki, more so than Mirko. Him and Dark Shadow completely obliterate one of the tunnels and Redestro in one shot. Like, I understand that within the chapter we see Redestro's leg, his prosthetic leg, break, and that might have played into the factor of him being overpowered by Tokoyami. That doesn't change the fact that he one-shotted him and plugged up the hole. Like, I was fully prepared for this chapter for him to struggle with Dark Shadow, but we see the exact opposite. We see almost a complete mastery of Dark Shadow, and this is him in the daytime. I guess the real test would come in at night, but nonetheless, he handled Redestro and the tunnel excellently. And then you get the panels where he is remarking on how he wished Hawks was there to see him, and I would have expected him to go off to try to find Hawks, but I guess, you know, with the details unfolding in the predicament that Hawks is in with Twice currently, that's probably not going to be the best case scenario, which led me to believe that Hawks is going to be changed permanently after this. Yeah, we're going to see at the end of the chapter, and I'll give you speculations on what I really think is going to happen. But moving right along with this chapter review, fast forward to page 11, and this is where we start to see the interaction between Hawks and Twice, and Hawks has just absolutely destroyed this man, and all the morale that he had is, if not gone, it's dwindling down. Hawks remarks on Twice and how fast he can divide, and he compliments him. He's like, you can divide at an extraordinary rate, but every time you do divide, that double becomes more and more unstable, to where it's little to no effort for Hawks' feathers to pierce the doubles and just make them melt away and fizzle away. The whole reason that Twice is doing this is for him to create enough of a space for him to be able to escape. Twice is battling with this emotion that he has for him putting all of his friends in peril once again. You see this when he makes clones of himself and then transforms them into all of his friends within the Paranormal Liberation Front. He remembers when Toga wrapped him in her handkerchief and states that he has to protect their happiness. After all this monologuing is happening, I mean, not really monologuing, because Twice is really torn. Like, all he has is his friends that are left, and he seemed to have been pulling himself together and improving on his mental health while working with Hawks. I'm sure Twice really did think of Hawks as a friend, and even Hawks during this chapter says, I don't want to have to fight you. All of this could have been avoided if you simply had let the police arrest you, you went to jail, you served your time, and you could have gotten out eventually. Twice did not have the same mentality. And in all of this is happening, Hawks slashes Twice across the chest with his feather blade. Judo throws him down to the ground, stands over top of him with his feather blade pointed at Twice's head. Twice attempts to divide one more time, and Hawks wasn't having it. Just as he goes to take Twice's life, Dabi pops out of nowhere. Well, first he's like, Hawks is like, I'll be sure to tell the League of Villains your regards. Dabi pops out of nowhere and is like, he doesn't have to, I heard everything he said. And Dabi blitzes Hawks, reverse throws him, stomps down on his head with flames, just shattering Hawks' glasses. And this is where I say Hawks is in for a very rude awakening with what's happening, because Dabi can burn Hawks' feathers almost effortlessly. This is a hard counter to Hawks, but I would be a fool, and other people would be a fool, to really look at this situation that Hawks is in as the number 3 pro hero and say, has he never fought somebody with a flame quirk or maybe an ice quirk before, something that hard counters him? I would assume he knows how to get out of this situation. Yes, Dabi got the jump on him, but it's not an end all be all, especially when you get to people and monologuing. It's absolutely ridiculous. How is Hawks going to be able to handle this situation? I want y'all to put that in the comment section below, because he is in a very, very, very big predicament. But at the end of the day, he does have that telekinesis effect on his feathers, so it's not just going to be as simple as Dabi might think. There's a lot of feathers, and will Dabi be able to hit every single feather if they're all coming at different angles, right? I mean, it's a lot of feathers. So it's kind of weird saying that, like, oh, this man's, he's threatening people with feathers, you know what I mean? But we're going to see with the upcoming chapters, is it possible that Tokoyami could get to Hawks in time, considering they just finished up, you know, the first floor of the mansion? I doubt it, considering they have to, I don't know what floor, but they have to go up the stairs. You know, it's still going to be an uphill battle, quite literally, if Fat Gum, Tokoyami, and Tamaki are trying to get to Hawks in time. Nobody from the hospital is going to be able to reach it. But then again, we haven't seen Deku, Shoto, and Bakugo. So this might be a situation where they come out of the woodworks and defend Hawks, protect Hawks, save Hawks. We might see a confrontation between Shoto and Dabi. That is something that could potentially happen. We will see with the upcoming chapter. Leave in the comment section what you think is going to happen to Hawks. Is someone going to come and save him? Will it be Deku, Shoto, and Bakugo? Will it be Tokoyami? Who knows? But that is all I have for y'all today. If you made it to the end, thank you for rocking with me. Subscribe if you are brand new. Let me know you rock with the content that I put out here on the channel. Like the video, share the video, comment on the video, all that fancy stuff. And like always, keep it safe and rap tight. I'm out.